Good morning and welcome to Business Profile on Lifestyles. I'm your host, Charlene Sloan. And today we are lucky enough to have with us Elvira Williams and Lisa Gordon from HIVAIDS Inc., which is a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to working with underserved communities in developing countries throughout Africa. Good morning. Thank you guys for coming.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for your service.
Wow. Thank you for having us.
So can you first just tell us a little bit about HIVAIDS Inc.? What do you guys do?
Well, HIVAIDS Inc. was founded in 1981.
Wow.
To work with underserved communities in developing countries. Basically, we work with people in the community from conceptualization of a program to training to evaluation of the program. And our focus really is on developing activities that lead to self-sustainability and self-reliance. We're really focusing on helping people to help themselves.
Wow, that's great.
Adventures in health, education, and agriculture. That's what the acronym is for. So we work with education, providing opportunities for girls to have skills, develop skills for the work world. We also work with young men and teenage boys who are from pretty much homeless families, who are orphans. And we have many vocational programs. We also work with agriculture. This is a sustainable activity.
Right.
And pretty much for the first 21 years, we worked and focused on primary health care. We worked on primary health care because the problems were really very expansive in health. Children were dying from measles, from malaria, from malnutrition. Children were dying from diarrheal diseases, which is the second leading cause of death. Mothers weren't able to get pre and post natal care because they had so far to walk to health centers.
Right.
Oftentimes they walked unpaved roads. Expectant mother, by the time she got to the center, her baby had been delivered on the dirt road.
Oh,
if she reached there at night, then it was even traumatic, because if she didn't have a flashlight, then they had to find a lantern for the child to be delivered. This really is the basis for the maternal mortality rate that is extremely high. 480 women per 100,000 die during childbirth or just after childbirth. Whereas here in the U.S., it's only 10.
Right.
Part of it is transportation. Women having to walk far, far, far. If they're fortunate and the family has a wheelbarrow, they will take that woman in a wheelbarrow. And she's really, really fortunate if the husband has a bicycle and she can go on the bicycle. That's very, very traumatic.
So, gosh, so there's so many struggles, I guess, that people have in just getting to medical care. And I see the photo behind you. Is this one of the vehicles that you guys help provide?
Yes, this is the village ambulance. It really is just a motorcycle with a gurney on the side.
Right. And
this takes the expectant mothers from their homes in the villages to the hospital. It has been very, very helpful because, as I mentioned, many women don't go because they have to walk miles.
Yeah.
And a pregnant woman in labor walking miles, oftentimes they drop the baby before they get to the facility.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like something so simple, but it really makes a huge impact on health.
It does. One of the other things, when they get to the facility, it's always understaffed, undersupplied, and really in bad condition. Our volunteers have done a tremendous job, not just in providing supplies and equipment for the facility. They have gone in without students and cleaned the place, painted the place, which has made a tremendous difference for a mother who's bringing a life into the world.
Right, and I'm sure water is a big part of that, right? I mean, just keeping a clean, fresh supply of water in an area so rural can be a challenge in itself, right?
Yes, and that is so rare to see a clean source of water. Most often women have to walk to a water hole or bore hole. Oftentimes you'll see children getting water from a water source. There are animals in the background, and you know the water is tremendously unclean. The water has to be sanitized. We teach people to sanitize water. We teach them to make solar cookets to clean that water and to pasteurize or decontaminate the water. Water is a big problem. It's the number 2 reason for or cause of death, especially among children. So children and infants, if they're able to make it into the world, that is a big problem. Water is a big problem. So we've taught them how to test that water right in the home, and we've taught them how to make cookets to pasteurize or decontaminate that water.
Wow, great. It's a full service from birth, entering into this world, and living healthy and living longer lives, and it's a great service.
Yeah, it is so important, because once the mother delivers her baby and brings it into the world, then there's so many tremendous challenges. And for the mother, it really is bad, because a mother or a woman should not be deprived of her God-given gift to continue with humanity.
Sure.
And we have those challenges.
Oh, well,
we're
thank you so
working on
much.
them and making a difference with our volunteers. And with all the support that we get from the supporters here, the Northern Virginia Committee has been helpful. This is their 2nd event that they have provided for support.
Yes, there's so many challenges. I noticed looking at your brochure, which I think people can see on your website as well, that you also have programs that are working with HIV/AIDS and dental programs. Can you talk a little bit about how that impacts health overall?
Yes. During the first 21 years, our focus was primarily on primary health care. We were working with HIV/AIDS and with STDs. We also were working with growth monitoring. We were working with providing dental health for families, especially for children. What people don't realize is if individuals have sepsis or some type of infection in the mouth, that bacteria can spread throughout the body.
Sure.
And can cause tremendous diseases. The problem with HIV/AIDS at the time when we were in Tanzania, in our first 21 years, it was not very, very prominent. It was not really bad because we worked in the rural areas. There were problems in the urban areas. But then after a few years, the women and the men started coming back to the villages. And then, of course, this is when it was spread throughout the village area. So we've worked with that. We provide a home-based care program where we go out and provide support with those individuals who have chronic diseases, majorly HIV and AIDS, providing medications for them, providing also commodities, food commodities, for them and for their families.
Sure, and you guys do this work with a core of volunteers, right?
We do this work with a core of volunteers.
Wow.
And it's fantastic. We've worked with more than 250 volunteers from the United States, from European, and from Caribbean countries. They have done some of everything, helping to build schools, helping to replenish health centers, helping to do surgery. We've had a fabulous young man who's come from Bermuda who is a reconstructive surgeon who have worked with children with cleft lip and cleft palates.
Right.
And that really is a tremendous stigma on children. And it has been really a very, very exciting opportunity for us to work because the children are so pleased, the parents are so pleased. There's one mother who said for 12 years, my child has had this problem. We have kept him out of school because it's so embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
And she's felt so pleased that this has happened.
Gosh, that is such great work. And so I'm sure viewers can look at your website to find out about volunteering. And I know you guys have a huge fundraising event coming up to support the health portion of your program. So Lisa, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about this because as Elvira just spoke about all the things that AHEAD is doing in the areas of health, in Northern Virginia, Friends of AHEAD, our organization, that is an organization that just is very supportive of HIVAIDS work and efforts, and want to make a change, want to make a difference, and be able to support these efforts. So our fundraiser that's coming up on November 22nd is really to raise funds to support the health efforts, as Elvira just outlined. And so we'll have music and entertainment. And what's really unique about this event is that we have actually solicited the assistance of local physicians in the area.
Oh, great.
So we have doctors who are coming and volunteering their own time to be bartenders for us at this event. So we'll have an opportunity for them to really engage, and it's close to home for them since it relates to the fundraising event is really all these proceeds going towards the physical health and well-being of most vulnerable populations in Tanzania.
Yeah, and the fundraising event is, I mean, not only will it be a lot of fun because of the music and the food, but it's something that people can do locally. As opposed to, you know, a lot of people can't make the trip out to Africa, but they can do something here that will actually be meaningful and help you in your health program.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about where the fundraising event will be and the times? And
Sure. So the fundraising event is going to be at BMW of Sterling, right on Pacific Avenue, and it will be from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the afternoon on the 22nd of November. We're extremely excited about this event. We know in Northern Virginia that we can make a difference. We know that a small contribution goes a long way in to help the most vulnerable families and women and children that Elvira had pointed out that HIVAIDS supports. And so we're really excited about making this effort to help. Tickets are $50, and you can purchase tickets online at the HIVAIDS website. Or there's contact information too that we can certainly provide for folks to contact directly if they would like to
Great, and
tickets.
the AHEAD website, I know I have it here, it's www.aheadinc.org, right?
That's right, .org.
Well, goodness, thank you guys so much for all of your work in these efforts, and thank you for coming out today. It's been great.
You're quite welcome, and thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
And thank you for watching us on Business Profile on Lifestyles. Welcome to the studio, Northern Virginia's most advanced, state-of-the-art private event venue. For your next party, wedding, fundraiser, or any special event, come to the studio. We offer the accommodations of a formal ballroom at a fraction of the cost. We can accommodate small gatherings to weddings with up to 275 guests. Our large event room has the latest in lighting, sound, projection, and video. The studio is now available for your next corporate meeting. Check us out on the web at thestudioVA.com.